Hello, this is Chiak. We're playing Abscission. I don't see... Okay, there are no settings here, so I think let's just click to start. Ashfield, Massachusetts. A place like any other. Am I supposed to click? I'm supposed to click. Okay, I'm sorry. I had lived there my whole life, in that town crouched by the river. It was a direct reflection of the humanity that clustered within it, its flaws and its virtues, whilst also presenting as a microcosm of the human body. It had the capacity for healthy growth. But when it was infected, it could burst. Riverside, Ashfield. Thursday, August 1st, 1991. "10:07 p.m. Click left to interact, talk, right click to examine, okay? No one is using this elevator tonight. You'll have to take the stairs. Why? I'm sorry, ma'am. As I said before, I can't tell you that. It's our building. That's the way it is. Can we go? Do you want to take the stairs? Hell no. Well, this cop says we can't use the elevator. That's bullshit. And what about Mrs. Takahara? You want her to walk up 3 flights on that hip? I'm sorry, but the elevator can't be used. I don't know how many other ways I can say it. Then we'll go to a damn bar instead. Sorry, ma'am. You need to stay for the moment. We may need to ask you some more questions. Maybe you could start that off? Because I feel like having them just go upstairs to their apartment is also a no-go if they need to answer questions. I don't believe this. Officer Bruce. Would you look at that? Will Stanhope. What the hell are you doing here? This ain't a vice case. Hey, Hogan. Is this a vice case? I'm busy, Bruce. Well, it ain't. Okay. Stanhope can sometimes be presented with different ways of navigating a conversation based on 4 temperaments. What? Okay, this is tutorial stuff. I thought this was narration stuff. Or maybe this is narration stuff. Melancholic. Organized, detailed, thoughtful. This approach focuses on the details, allowing Stanhope to get to the heart of the matter. Okay, melancholic is organized, detailed, thoughtful. Then we have... compassionate? What? Phlegmatic? Calm, diplomatic, rational. Sometimes a level of sympathy is needed to build trust before the facts can be discovered. Oh god. This is gonna be like a choices matter type of thing where... Am I actually investigating here? Okay, that's a bit accusatory there. Choleric. Efficient, confident, demanding. It is a human truth that people lie, and sometimes these lies can only be overturned with a strong will. This is a normal conversation. Sanguine. Sociable, optimistic, humorous. Fear can stall a witness. Little human connection goes a long way. There is no single approach that works best for all conversations, and Stanhope will need to use all of them in order to be the best he can be. This game adapts to your choices. Oh boy. People remember how Stanhope spoke to them and may respond differently in the future, so consider each response carefully. Will Stanhope's, his first name being Will is throwing me off. Will Stanhope's destiny is in your hands. Choose wisely. Thanks, no pressure. Okay. Wait. Oh my god, wait, who am I talking to? I'm sorry, you did this huge tutorial, now I don't even remember who he was originally talking to. I mean, he was talking to the police officer, right? Should we be sociable? Efficient, confident, demanding. Calm, diplomatic, rational. Maybe the calm, diplomatic. Easy, I'm not looking to step on anyone's toes. All I know is that Luna called me in. Okay. Why would she call you? You'd have to ask her that. Anyway, if I can help, I will. How do I get to the crime scene? Top floor. The only way up is the elevator, unless you fancy the fire escape. Oh, so he can take the elevator? Lady, I swear to God. Okay. I find it hilarious that, like, you have a tutorial about, like, left-clicking and right-clicking, but then you don't actually get the chance to until now. Hungry-looking man. The man was in his mid-20s. His eyes were concentrated on the ice cream in his hand as he tried to finish it before it melted. Officer Steve Bruce was 6'5", of muscle and bad attitude. We'd had several run-ins over the years, but he was a reliable cop for the most part. Blonde woman. The woman was giving Officer Bruce a piece of her mind. I had no wish to stop her. Can we actually interact with anybody right now, or am I just supposed to go straight to the crime scene? I known Officer Lewis Hogan for around 8 years. He always seemed generally efficient, though a little too reactive in his approach to make detective. Perhaps he was happy with his role and didn't wish to progress any further. Huh? 8 years. He always seemed generally efficient, though a little too reactive in his approach to make detective. Okay. I'm sorry, this sentence, I'm not seeing how this... A little too reactive in his approach. So it sounds like he wants to make detective, but what, he's self-sabotaging himself? I don't know if I'm reading this right at all. Nervous looking man. The man's eyes were darting around the lobby. He was clearly distressed. An elderly woman was leaning against the wall for support. She gives me a fleeting smile before looking back at her feet. Okay, so we just have to go up the elevator. Got it. Is there anything to... Wait, what? Bloody footprint. Bloody boot print. Although it was difficult to see on the red carpet, there appeared to be a blood stain on the carpet. A boot print. Okay. Right now it's just seeing what's here, even though I know I'm supposed to go upstairs. Alright, let's go upstairs then. Stanhope's inventory can be accessible here in his shoulder bag, briefcase. His journal can be accessed in the journal. Game options can be accessed here. Oh wait, there is game options? Stanhope's inventory stores all of his clues and any items he connects. I didn't read this icon allows him to pick up an item to use. The random capitalization is throwing me off. Use the crystal to navigate up or down in the inventory. Some puzzles will require Stanhope to combine clues or items. Make sure you carefully examine all the evidence. Good luck, detective. Okay. Wait, okay. Oh god. What? I can't resume, restart. Oh Jesus. Load save. What's this? It's not letting up. Volume. Speed? Okay, well, let's just pitch down the volume a bit. Okay, now resume. Collection of paintings. Why is it saying this. Okay, let's just observe everything. There was a considerable amount of blood staining the cloth that covered the floor. Judging from the color and viscosity, it was still relatively fresh. There were pots of paints, brushes, and the palettes on the table. Green paint had spilled and dripped onto the floor, staining the planks. They were deep in conversation about the crime scene. There was obvious uneasiness in their eyes. From the amount of blood, I couldn't blame them. Broken glass. It was broken glass, probably from a vase, judging by the nearby flowers. Handprint. A bloody handprint, rather large. Could this be the perps? Or the victims? Oh no. Officer Braintree? A patrolman I hadn't met before was standing nearby. I noticed he kept glancing up the stairs, his badge read Braintree. He looked like he needed a cup of coffee. Oh, the stairs this way. Broken vent. Blood dripped from the broken vent. The metal was buckled and torn. What could have done this? Leather jacket? There was a leather jacket lying on the couch. I assumed it was fashionable, but really had no idea. There appeared to be something in one of the pockets. Okay, can I talk? And no reason to bother. Okay. I found a small black book filled with addresses and phone numbers. I decided it could be useful. Can I talk to Officer Braintree? Officer? You must be Detective Stanhope. Very astute. Was it the coat? Also the fact that they let you in. I'm Officer Dan Braintree. Good to meet you. You look tired. You look tired. Been up since 5 this morning. Ouch. Couldn't sleep. Maybe you should get a coffee. I will, but not from this kitchen. I don't think you should be even using this kitchen anyway. I haven't seen a crime scene like this for a long time. You're telling me. I haven't ever seen anything like it. Just wait until you see upstairs. Oh god. Is it worse than this? I'd prepare myself if I were you. It's not pretty. Okay, so I'm assuming... Where's Detective Luna? In the bedroom. I don't know what she's doing in there. I wouldn't want to stay looking at that. What do you know about the crime scene? What do you know about the crime scene? The most, I suppose. I was the first responder on scene. According to the landlord, the vic's name is Serena Chalnor. She's upstairs. I thought it was just a domestic. Oh boy. What time was the call? What time was the call? I should just click and then read because they showed the dialogue anyway. Just after 9 p.m., the landlord called it in. What's his name? Carl Laidlaw. Last I saw, he was with Hogan. Did you see anyone when you got here? Just a couple of residents milling around. There are no neighbors exactly, as the victim rented the whole top floor. I think this place used to be a factory or something. I think they're being confined to their apartments for the time being, until we know more. Actually, they seem to be buzzing around the lobby. You'll have to talk to Bruce about that. Have you spoken to the neighbors? Not really. Hogan was looking after that. Anything else I need to know? Just prepare yourself before you go upstairs. It's unbelievable. I'll do my best. No problem. Okay, goodbye, Braintree. Later, Stanhope. Detective Stanhope, are you pulling rank? Right, sorry, sir. Okay. Rubbing my hands in the pool boat was not the wisest course of action. There's no need to grab it. Okay. Did we actually, like, put our hands in the blood, or... Oh, wait, what's this? A large collection of painted canvases, many of them framed, filled shelving that ran across the back wall of the apartment. There was more than simply a hobby. This was a vocation. I should ask the landlord about this in order to flesh out the victim's background. Oh, we have a bookcase here. The bookcase held an interesting collection, though not in any kind of order by genre or author. Most of the books were of the work of artists using very different techniques. Warhol sat next to Vallejo, for example, but there were some classics mixed in, such as The Rights of Man by Thomas Paine and philosophical works from Woolf and Craven. It was most likely a lifetime's accumulation, rather than a chosen selection from a larger collection. Okay, so I'm assuming... Where is the upstairs? Oh, to the bedroom. Okay, here it goes. I was clicking a bit too high. Broken van, collection of paintings. Tampering with evidence, not my style. Okay. Anyway, there's nothing else to look at here, so... Say what? Good lord. Her name was Serena Challenor. I've never seen anything like it. Are you sure? What do you mean? Luna, what is this? Look at her, Stanhope. Look at her. Oh, you want me to look right now? Sorry, okay. Corpse. The woman, or what was left of her, was tied to the wall. Her jaw was distended, most probably broken. Her skin was a patchwork of blood bruises, ribs pushed through ragged flesh. She appeared to have been hollowed out, with very little besides bone and gristle left inside the sagging remains of her torso. Okay, I definitely could not see that from the... I recognized him, I think. It was hard to tell with the mask. So wait, the forensics are all in their suit to keep from tampering evidence, but none of us are? Are we? We're fine? A dresser, heavy wood, and well built. Just trying to... Okay, window. Outside, life in Nashville continued to crawl along, oblivious to the carnage within the apartment. Okay, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else for me to click on here besides Detective Luna. Detective Emilia Luna. I'd known her for around 10 years, by which I mean I'd worked with her. I don't think anyone really knew her. We had been partners until the Lascado case. Hadn't seen her since, until now. It was a curious, parched landscape. The earth had an odd texture, remarkably opalescent. The brushwork was almost photorealistic. I personally preferred my art a little more abstract, but could see the appeal. Okay, I mean, imagine I'm not going to be touching the... She was marking the bloodstains. That was going to be time-consuming. Okay. Have you been here long? About 20 minutes. I was surprised you called me. Honestly, so was I. But I hope you can see why. Just look at the poor woman. But there are other detectives. Isn't Jim Lewis your partner? He's on leave, but even if he wasn't, I think you're a better fit. I don't understand. Do you need my expertise with evidence gathering? Evidence gathering? Just look at her, Will. Doesn't this remind you of anything? Lascado Prosthetics. This disappears to Cassandra Burgess. There was this twitch in her eye. Between the lid and the orbital floor, it was a tiny window to the nerves beneath. I see. I need to get my head around this scene. I understand. Can you look for some leads while I'm up here? Anything to get us started. Will do. Okay, about this case. Oh boy. So what do we know so far? The victim's name is Serena Challenor. Hogan is getting some more details from the landlord. He was babbling when I got here. I can see why. Oh, shoot. Do you have any suspects? Not yet. Hopefully we can find something around here that gives us a lead. You think this is linked to the Lascado case? Look at her, Will. Can you really tell me this isn't the same way the others died? Well, I can certainly see the similarities, but that means nothing without proper investigation. Similarities? Her body has been emptied. You can't tell me that's a typical modus operandi. Of course not, but look at these. Look at these ropes. I don't even know what they're made of. There were fibers found at Lascado too, but burned up in the fire. They could have been there. It's a stretch. Look, I'm not saying that I'm taking Lascado off the table as a possibility. What are you saying, Will? The Lascado case was horrific, and I don't blame you for responding to the emotionally charged media furor. There was a momentary flare of anger. Yeah, that would. There was a momentary flare of anger in her eyes before she sighed and took another drag of her cigarette. Well, you're a good man, but you need to learn more about people. Let's discuss something else. Okay. Amelia? Yes, Will? It's been a long time. 2 years, give or take. Not the way I'd hope to meet again. You can't pick the hand you're dealt, I guess. Are you looking after yourself? Are you looking after yourself? Yes, of course. Of course. Okay. What have you found so far? Not much. I'm still taking it all in. Sorry, it's just... Look at her. I can't imagine what she went through. We should catch up. Can't think about that now. There's too much here. I need to think. Of course. I don't mean that I don't want to talk. I understand, Luna. Probably more than most. I know you do. Okay. Have a look around. Thanks, Will. So is wallet, handgun. A slim pocketbook containing names and phone numbers. If I want to look up a contact of Serena's, this is the best way. I just need a first name. Okay, how do I... No, this wasn't right. Okay, but how do I get rid of it? Okay, right click. Forensics team was busy. I keep... Antique vase. It was an antique vase, rather plain but imposing nonetheless. Perhaps it was a family heirloom. Am I supposed to There's no way I'm supposed to click on the body, am I? That would have been tampering with a crime scene, not my style. Okay, I'm assuming... Because it looks like I can't really... Okay. August 1st, 1991, Luna had called me as I was about to leave the office. She said she needed help with a homicide. I hadn't worked one for years, but I couldn't say no to her. We had too much history. The apartment block was in Riverside. It was an old factory, red brick and steel. I could smell the tang of blood as I entered the lobby. She was right. The case was too similar to Lascado. I started to look for clues. I need to check the apartment and also question the landlord. He had to know something. Okay. I mean, it's weird because, it's not like I already looked at the bookcase. I didn't try left clicking. There's no point to left click because... There's nothing I need to grab. Oh wait, what's this? I didn't see this. Half-complete canvas has fallen on the floor. The image seemed to be a forest though underwater. A curious image. There's no need to grab. Okay. I don't think there's... I mean, it's not like I'm collecting evidence myself, so... I'm assuming I'm just going downstairs to talk to people. Oh, there's the landlord. What's that? An ice cream saint. Some people had no respect for their surroundings and made me sick. Especially when you live in this apartment, but you just don't have a care. The man's eyes are darting around the lobby. He was clearly distressed. Sir? Sorry. May I ask a few questions? I spoke to the other guy, the cop over there. He said I'm not in trouble. Am I in trouble? No, sir. We just need to get a clearer picture of what's happened here. What's your name, sir? It's Carl. Carl Laidlaw. I told the other guy this. Relax. It's just to be polite. I like to know who I'm talking to. You're the landlord? Huh? And janitor, handyman, you name it. Okay, let's discuss what happened tonight. Can you start by telling me your involvement? I wasn't involved. I just found her. So you called it in? Yeah. And what time was this? About 9:30, I think. I don't know. The other cop said that was the time. I didn't look. So, start from the beginning, if you could. You went up to her apartment. Yeah. You had a key? I got keys to all the apartments. It's my building. Miss Challoner didn't have a door as such, what with her having the whole top floor. See, this used to be an old clothes factory, so you need to unlock the button to the top floor. Okay. So obviously we don't need to be going for choleric. I don't think... Is it usual for you to visit your tent so late? I don't know. I hadn't seen her for a few days. I see. Was there anything in particular that made you visit so late? I had stuff to do. A leaky faucet, a broken light. Why? I'm just trying to put a picture together. Every detail is important. Please, talk me through what happened from when you opened the lift door. I saw the blood. You've been up there. It's everywhere. I just stood there for a while, too scared to move, and I called out to see if Miss Challoner was okay. There was no answer, so I searched the place. I was careful not to touch the blood, of course, but when I got to the bedroom, what I saw... Yes? Well, I don't fucking know what I saw. You've been up there. What the fuck are those rope things? Who could have ripped her apart like that? Anyway, I ran out of there as fast as I could and called the cops. That's it, the whole story. Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. So this moved down. I'd like to ask you a few questions about the victim. Okay, sure. How long have you known Miss Challoner? I really hope I'm saying her last name right. Since January. I think she moved here from down south somewhere. Said she wanted a fresh start. She ain't local. And she rented the rent at the top floor. She said she wanted somewhere with enough space to get her painting done. How would you describe her personality? I don't know, buddy. She was quiet, you know? Always paid on time, was polite enough. Towards the end, she was sort of changed. In what way was she depressed? If anything, it was the opposite. She just smiled all the time. Maybe she was on drugs. She hung around with some shady characters. Like who? People came by, guys. I didn't ask their names. Was she involved in anything dangerous? Maybe. She wore black clothes all the time, listened to loud rock music, all that stuff. Wearing black clothes is hardly dangerous. I know that, but you know, these kids today get drunk all the time, get into drugs, and her paintings were weird sometimes. Really oily. I don't know how to describe it. Okay. Looking at her apartment, she seemed to be an artist. Yeah, she was. And a good one, I suppose. Not just an artist, she helped her run a gallery too. Sold her paintings there. I guess she brought some money with her when she came to town. A gallery? Do you remember the name of it? Star something? Starlit Gallery, I think? It's over in Neptune. Her and some other girl ran it, but I never met her. Clue gain location Starlit Gallery. It was a solid lead. I need to let Luna know. Okay. Let's discuss something else. If you say so. What's her... Okay, so... Is this, like, done with and over with? Or to do everything I know? Okay, so it's done and over with. So we're done here. Thank you, I appreciate the help. Uh-huh. Officer Bruce, Stanhope. Got a word? Oh, sorry. I'm clicking too fast. Not really, neither do you. Let's get this wrapped up so we can all go home, yeah? I just wonder if I could talk to other people. Officer Hogan? Detective Stanhope. Quite the scene upstairs. That's an understatement. Are you finished with the landlord? Oh, we technically... Oops. Okay, let's go upstairs then. I mean, honestly, with our selection, we didn't need to do the aggressive one. Amelia? Yes, Will? Okay. I found out where Serena worked, a place called the Starlight Gallery. I've been there, in Neptune, right? That's what the landlord says. Can you follow that up for me? Consider it done. Okay. So, we'll have a look around, thanks, Will. Okay. Then right click. So I guess I just leave now because I can't do anything here. It's not like it's making me collect the evidence, so oh, I need more leads. I mean, I don't know what else to do. Wait, can I show her? Maybe I need to show her the book. I didn't try that. Okay, so if I go to... No, that wasn't right. Okay, so I can use the dresser for something. Do I use it on the landlord to see if he recognizes a name or something? Oh wait, what? What's this? No, seriously, what is this? What? I don't know. Okay, let's go downstairs then. And I like, that's the only thing I could think of, is that maybe a name will be familiar in the... No, that wasn't right. Okay, so can I... The thing is, he's like, the entire time he's like talking about I can't touch anything. There's nothing I need from the bookcase. Tampering with evidence is not my style. Rather large. Could this be the perps? Is there something else? Wait, what? Broken glass. Bloody piece of broken glass. One piece of glass was stained with blood as though it had been used as a weapon. It needs to be sent to the lab. Okay. Okay, so I don't talk to them. Oh, I'm still observing things, okay? It was an artist's easel fallen on the floor with scattered brushes and a half-completed canvas surrounding it. Okay. So, I mean, this looks like something came out through the vent. Got attacked here. I'm so thrown off right now because I don't know what else I can be interacting with. We talked to... Oh, what? I went downstairs by accident. My bad. Do I want to look at her hands? No need to open the window. I'm thrown off because we should catch up. I'll have a look around. So what do I need to interact with here? Because because so far I can't like actually touch anything. Oh? Which makes sense. I already grabbed the... There appears to be... There's nothing else in the pockets. Okay. So what am I supposed to do? Is there brain tree? See, we already said all this, right? Yeah. Anything else I need to know? Okay. Yeah, there's nothing else. Then, what in the world? What else do I do? Because it's not like I'm combining anything else. He had to know something. My trusty... If I wanted to look up a context Serena's, this is the best way. I just need a first name. Huh? Did I already try grabbing the painting? There's no need to grab it, okay. Collections of painting, broken vent. Like... I'm not interacting with anything, so I don't understand. Can I leave now? Maybe it's because I didn't look at the easel and stuff? There are more to be found here. I need more leads. Can I still talk to him? How long have you missed? She seems to be otters. Was she involved in some dangerous described personality? We already said all this stuff. And then... told you everything I know. I'm so confused right now. Because there's literally nothing for me to do here. Moth? Moth was batting himself against the light. Okay. I feel like I need to look this up already. But like, because I can't pick up evidence. There were pots of paint, brushes, and a palette on the table. Green paint had spilled on and dripped on the floor, staining the planks. Is there something else I'm not seeing here? Because we have this little tiny bloody glass there, which obviously he's not going to pick up. Oh wait, now you slip on gloves? What the hell? Okay, I slipped on the glove and carefully bagged the glass for future analysis. I need to let Luna know. Okay, I think I got confused because every time I tried to interact with something, he says I don't want to run my hand through. Though that would make sense to picking up, but I don't know. I thought I had to like go to the forensics to tell them to pick up the evidence, since that technically that's their job, but okay. Amelia? Yes, Will? Okay. I found a piece of glass that looks like it might have been used in the murder. I'll get it to Dr. Abdulov. Thanks, Will. I hope it gives us something. Okay, I think that's it then. I'll have a look around. Okay, is that it? Because clearly there are things I was missing. Window. Like, is there something here I can look at? Doesn't do anything with the antique vase. Maybe I can leave now and go to the Okay, there's more. What in the world? Do I give it to the technicians? Like... Oh, wait, maybe now I can do the bloody boot print? So, like, this is the thing where it's like... Okay, so if I'm not collecting evidence on some things, but other things I am, that's gonna throw me off. So, like, am I supposed to give this to forensics? I'm so thrown off right now. Do I maybe compare this to the broken vent? Right now, I'm just not understanding what interacts with what. Oh. Going upstairs, that didn't work. Like, what? I found this piece of glass. Okay, I have to look this up because I don't understand. This is me just trying to figure out what the gameplay mechanic is here. Being able to pick up some things and not others is throwing me off. Because either he's going to make a comment like, I don't want to tamper with evidence. But other times, he will pick up the evidence. So, when he decides to put ungloved hands. Like... I mean, it can't be like I screwed up with the choices of the conversation because it's like you can't do over and choose that one again. Okay. Sorry. Talk to the officer. This is the first instance of the interrogation choice system. So apparently, when discussing with the landlord, ask about the boot print? What? Wait, can I ask the landlord more about stuff now? I guess because I looked at stuff before, not... So apparently when we're discussing about what happened, I was supposed to go with the aggressive option. Okay, I left click. Wasn't gonna run my... Well, then what am I supposed to do? I'm so confused. Okay, head back downstairs and talk with the landlords. Ask about the boot prints. Am I asking them about the boot prints? Not really. Get this wrapped up. Okay. Officer Hogan, quite the scene upstairs. He's all yours. I am so thrown off right now. There's at no point can I ask about this boot print. But like, say we're supposed to go for the more... What's color again? Efficient, confident, demanding. I don't know. In my head, because I was marking it as aggressive, so maybe that's not the best way to do it. I don't know. It's talking about, like, people lying. I guess him is like, oh, I just need to go upstairs for reasons. Because that's how we're supposed to get a name. But then, if I can't... I already told you everything I know, okay? So what can I do then? If I technically failed that, there's no way I'm stuck with that, am I? Rent a top floor. Could you describe her personality? That's what I just said. Shady characters. What's their name? Was she involved in anything dangerous? Loud rock, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, what? Okay. Okay, see, now here's what I'm wondering. I didn't get the name, but I can't leave now? Was there a different way I was supposed to be getting the name? Maybe I need to talk more with Detective Luna? So apparently I messed something up with the investigation there, but it's just kind of like... Did I softlock myself? I feel like that should not be a possibility to softlock myself because I missed the investigation. That doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna go through everything because I do not know. I don't know what I could possibly do to leave. I'm so... Also, what do you mean there's no way you're smoking inside here. This is tampering. This is a crime scene. What are you talking about? I found a piece of glass. Place where Serena worked. What have you found so far? I'm just like, I have to... I'm so thrown off. Because it doesn't make sense to me that I'm going to be soft locked because I missed an interrogation. Like, I feel like this should continue on. Cause what? I have to start over again? But I can't continue. He won't allow me to... Okay, hold on. Maybe there's something more in that. I'm using the walkthrough. Head upstairs to the elevator, inspect the bloody footprint, inspect the easel, found painting on table, and finally collections of paintings in the case of the right wall. The point being is to establish she's an artist. Pick up the bloody piece of glass, use a leather jacket, acquire a notebook, talk to Officer Braintree, ask about the crime scene, and the time the call came in. Head upstairs and talk with Detective Luna. Okay. Head back downstairs and talk with the landlord. Ask about the blueprints. Ask about the victim, specifically about her interest in art. Discuss what happened. Okay, so I'm missing about the blueprint. But my problem right now is that I can't seem to ask about the blueprint. What do you know about the crime scene? Just after 9 p.m. The landlord... Oh, that's why we were saying he was lying. So this is, I think this is how you're supposed to know you picked the coloric answer, because he says 9 p.m. The guy said 9:30. Just after, because this is, yeah, 9:30 is a way different time. Okay, I forgot that, but okay. Oh, me here. So, okay, there were boot prints leading from the pool of blood towards the elevator. They were relatively large and most likely a man. Perhaps they were the landlords? Okay, now we can, here it is. Here's the thing that we need to... I wish there was a hotspot thing, because there are these... It's like the broken glass is right beside the other glass, so it just didn't register. Okay, so now we can ask about the boot print thing. Here we go. We found a set of boot prints in her apartment. Do you have any idea who they might belong to? I don't know. She had a few visitors, but I can't really remember them. She did have a boyfriend a couple of months back. Some young punk with green hair and metal in his face. I think he wore some big leather boots. Do you remember his name? She called him... Wait, this gives him his name. She called him Marky, so... Marky something. I don't know his last name. Okay. Wait. It was a start, but I need to find out a surname. Interesting. I just assume I missed out the Mark thing. I'm kind of curious what would happen if we chose what we were supposed to get with the colored answer. Okay. I know. I wish I can, like, unclick it from there. Clue, pocketbook. There was only one Mark in the pocketbook, Mark Torrance. I need to look him up in the APD database. Clue game, Mark Torrance. It was a solid lead. I need to let Luna know. Okay. So now... So I was missing one thing. Yeah, I don't know. Having these two right beside each other is gonna... That's going to be something that's going to throw me off. I got a feeling I'm going to be referring to the walkthrough a few times because I missed certain small things there. Okay, Amelia, yes, Will. I found the name, Mark Torrance. He was involved with Serena. Great work. Can you follow that up for me tomorrow? I'm going to need to stay with forensics tonight to scour the apartment. Of course, make sure you get some sleep when you can. Are we giving them the piece of glass I found, or are we just... carrying it with us? I'll do my best. I had enough leads. Luna could finish up here. It was time for me to get some sleep. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to head back now. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Thanks for your help, Will. Okay, now we can leave. Oh boy. This is a rough start. Though you have to excuse me not seeing... Again, wish there was a hotspot thing, but the game's not gonna be kind. The night was unexpectedly calm. The air was as thick as soup, clinging to my bones as I fell asleep in my easy chair. The town seemed to be holding its breath. If I dreamed, I couldn't remember it, but that was nothing new. The dawn sunlight was bleached bone. It was around the time I was drinking my second cup of coffee that I realized I had missed Abigail's birthday again. She probably hadn't noticed. Who's Abigail? I had never been much of a father, but she never really needed me, even when her mother passed away. Maybe I'd ring her later, but first it was time to visit the morgue. Dr. Abdulov had been burning the midnight oil. Thank you for completing the autopsy so promptly, Dr. Abdulov. I appreciate you working through the night. No skin off my nose. I couldn't sleep. My daughter had a puppy for her birthday, and the poor thing seems to be scared of the dark. Cries all through the night. It's like having another child. And please, call me Tamir. I know we're at work, but there's no one else here. Why are you always so formal? If a person earns a doctorate, it should be respected in my view. Ha! Please tell my wife that next time you're over for dinner. We'll see how that goes. Now, shall we get started? Certainly. Do you have a time of death? That's a difficult question to answer. How so? Looking at the relative lack of cloudiness within the corneas, I would place the time of death at between 8 and 9 p.m. yesterday. That fits with the statement from Challoner's landlord. But the livor mortis, the validity of the blood as it pools under the skin, places the death at 2-3 days ago. What? And then there's the soft tissue, both attached to the corpse and separate. There are aspects of necrosis that could place the time of death at a week ago. How is that possible? Honestly, I'm not sure. What was the cause of death? Well, from the scattering of the organs, you would assume a swift death due to blood loss and trauma. At least, that was my first assessment, but the timings don't match. What do you mean? The lungs are relatively fresh. I mean, I wouldn't want to put them on my pizza. Yes, well, I mean to say that, judging from the lack of necrosis, they largely match the time of death measured through the corneal cloudiness. The liver, however, is in a very poor state. The tissue is degrading and necrotizing at an alarming rate. Similarly, some of the skin around her stomach also carries the same, well, sponginess, for lack of a better word. Perhaps it could be caused by some kind of acid? Maybe. If she was submerged in a bath of corrosive agent, acid or alkali, it could, but no. The skin of her legs, while showing lividity, is relatively well preserved. It's as if parts of her body were long dead while she was still alive. Honestly, it's a little disconcerting. A little? Perhaps it would affect me more if I had some sleep. Everything is a little vague. Okay. Have you analyzed the glass shard? Was it the murder weapon? Can't say for sure. Looking at the chest cavity and stomach, the skin doesn't seem to be cut. It was more like a series of tears. To be honest, the skin is in such a bad condition that it could have probably been pulled apart by someone's hand. Unbelievable, and yet true. With regards to the glass, the majority of the blood matches the blood type of the victim. However, there was another type. I've sent a sample to the database to be checked against existing DNA profiles. Maybe they'll get a match. Thank you. Okay. So that was it for that. What about the rope that was found at the scene? Rope? Ah, yes. Of course. I have a small section of it here. Where's the rest of it? On ice. You'll see why. What the hell am I looking at? What the hell am I looking at here? I'm sorry, I'm distracted by this pulsing that's behind this font. I wish I knew. I've sent a piece for DNA analysis, but it will take a day or two. It's organic matter, fleshy yet run through with fibers, rather like cooked celery. It's as if a vine were crossed with a digestive tract. It has a rather tough exterior, but the insides are almost liquid. Tell me this is like the actual intestine that got spread out. I don't know. I'm aware of how it sounds. Please inspect it. Tell me what you think. I'm no doctor. I hardly think that matters with this substance. Oh, you want me to look at it? It appears soft on the surface. Sometimes. What do you mean? It shivers on the... What do you mean it shivers? It shivers on occasion. A ripple that tenses the surface, a spasm of sorts. The bulge. It's moving. Yes, it's fascinating, isn't it? And watch this. If I use a pin to agitate it... Good lord. Anything else? Oh, I'm supposed to keep... What else is there to look at? Sorry, something... Strands? These strands, are they growing? Apparently so. I will be freezing this section soon, believe me. Okay, what else can I look at? Tear. This appears torn. I tried to cut it with a scalpel, but there are strong strands running beneath the surface. It was like working around knots in wood. This was the best I could do. I didn't know what to make of this, of any of it. Why are you even taking the case? Your vice. Luna asked me, and I have the time. Do you? I'll make the time. If you say so. I'm going to the office. Can you fax the complete report to me? Of course. It'll be done within the hour. Before you go, there's just one more thing. It might be nothing, but it struck me as a little curious. The victim has a tattoo. Is that so odd? Well, maybe not, but it was quite recent and the flesh was inflamed, as if it were infected. It was a diamond, bright red, on the inside of her left wrist. Noted. Thank you, Tamir. You'll let me know if you find anything else? Of course. Diamond tattoo. Will? Yes? Please look after yourself. Will do. I'll be in touch. Okay. Yes? Detective Stanhope, it's Officer Braintree. Dan Braintree. Uh-huh. Sorry, sir, but letter was delivered to you by hand this morning. I left it by your computer. I see. Should I have left it on your other desk with the lamp? I'm sure I'll find it. Is there anything else? I do also have a message from Officer Bruce, which is... He said to say that he apologizes for the way he spoke to you last night. Issues at home, apparently. He would have told you himself, but he's not on until tonight. Well, that's good to know. Thanks, Braintree. My pleasure, Detective. I realized it was raining, odd for this time of year. But then there was nothing about today that felt right. The rope that had bound Serena Challenor held her to the wall like a fly in the web. What the hell could it be? I tried to put it out of my mind. Abdulov was the best person to work that out. I had my own leads, and it was time to follow them up. Okay. I had a water cooler by my desk, though I rarely used it. Corkboard? Details from my previous case, a cocaine dealing drink, were pinned up on the board. You say anything about yourself? Certificate. It was my citation for bravery from the Drummel case, 1983. I had others, but this was the first, and to be honest, it meant the most to me. And a reminder that you can do everything correctly and still fail. Ben, what happened to you? Oh, this is the letter. Okay. Filing cabinet. We're gonna look at everything before moving to the letter. It was my filing cabinet, containing both current and solved cases. It was a matter of pride that the solved cases should outnumber the unsolved. It was a poster from my younger days. I had quite the interest in progressive rock in the 70s. Farm 34 were the finest example, in my opinion. Their greatest hits, Collective, is required listening for anyone wanting a greater understanding of life. A small selection of books on criminology, with some historical reference books and the occasional novel. Drinking in the at work? It was my drinks cabinet, mainly a selection of blended whiskeys that I didn't mind having stolen, along with a couple of particularly choice brands. Okay, communal drinking cabinet, I guess. Ashfield, it was a small town, but it had certainly experienced its fair share of tragedy. I didn't need that. It was my standard issue APD database. I preferred filing cabinets, but I suppose you have to move with the times. Why did the sound cut out? My old phone. I didn't see a need for having one of those brick-sized cell phones. I enjoyed the comfy seat if I was discussing police business. Okay, let's look at the letter. Oh, actually, we could... August 2nd, 1991. My mind is reeling. Dr. Abdulov showed me his dissection of the cords that had surrounded Serena Challenor. They were hideously organic, supple yet with a tensile strength, an amalgam of bone, gristle, and flesh. I left divining their origin to Abdulov. I had other leads to follow. Mark Torrance, current prime suspect. The APD system would help me get an address. The Starlight Gallery, Serena's place of work. I need to see if there were any other employees and if they had any information that could shed some light on her history. Okay, so... No? It was a letter in the manila envelope. The only writing on the outside was my name, in the handwriting I didn't recognize. Oh, what the? I carefully opened the envelope and slipped the letter out. It was drawn in what appeared to be red wax on a thick paper, or papyrus. There was a diamond in the center, with jagged edges. A strange cluster of symbols surrounded it, perhaps an alphabet of some kind. There seemed to be a symbol near one of the corners, obscured by what appeared to be charcoal. I decided to rub the powder away. Oh god, don't... Oh no. Something had cut into me, but that made no sense. I could see a needle woven in the fibers of the sketch. Why hadn't I seen it before? I shook my head at my failure of observation. I was not repaying Luna's faith in me so far. I washed the blood away and folded the letter back up. I knew I needed to look into who had sent it to me, but I had more pressing issues at the time. Oh boy. Oh no. Computer time. Okay. Do I just... Am I supposed to... Do you want to actually... Okay. Commands... Oh, wait. Sorry. Record and the name. Record... Mark... Torrance. Mark Torrance... Drunk and disorderly 150 hours community service. In the... Well, New Year's Day. After New Year's Eve. This was hardly the record of a career criminal, but that often meant nothing when it came to violent crime, sadly. Okay. Starlight Gallery? Need to try something else. Okay. Or do I need to put address Mark Torrance? Maybe I need to put address Mark Torrance. Ah, name. Yeah, okay. That would make more sense. 52 Carpenter Avenue, Building 5, Apartment 3, Ashfield, Massachusetts. I noted his address. Perhaps it was time to pay Mr. Torrance a visit. An address had been added to Stanhope's map. Okay. So I think we're done here with that. Mark Torrance, Serena's tattoo. That didn't work. Okay. It was a photograph of Serena Chandler's red diamond tattoo. It was a curious design to pick up. Okay. So this is how I leave? Is that everything then? So, we got his address, so now we just need to go to the gallery. So, leave office. Stanhope can explore Ashfield using his map. Look at locations for a description and use locations to go there. Okay, Mark Torrance apartment in Salem, one of the roughest parts of town outside of Townley Heights. Townley Heights. Stanhope's apartment, Stanhope's office, and the Starlight Gallery. Well, since we're on the Mark Torrance thing, let's go there. Mark Torrance's apartment block had seen far better days. The place smelled of mold, as if it had been built from blocks of rot and bound together with misery. Sorry, which apartment did he say it was? Building 5, apartment 27. Piles of garbage and sad, broken, discarded things were scattered along the corridor. There was a garbage chute, but it looked like no one would be bothered with opening it. And that's area to leave. Door 1, door 2, apartment 3. The door to apartment 3, this was Mark Torrance's home, according to the database, and the surly drunk in the lobby. Door to apartment 2, door to apartment 1. Wait, hello? Hello? Are we not noting the diamond on the wall? Oh, there's like an actual hole right in the... Okay. I think the only thing we can look at is... There was no answer. Do I have to maybe talk to the neighbors to see if they say anything? I hear a curse from inside, then footsteps. Elderly resident. The woman gave me a faint smile despite her stooped shoulders. She seemed to radiate calm. Ma'am?
Yes? Do you need something? I should tell you I don't buy from the door.
I'm a detective, ma'am. Will Stanhope. Can I ask you a few questions about your neighbor in number 3, Mark Torrance?
Mark?
She leaned back a little.
Is he in some kind of trouble?
At the moment, I just want to talk to him, that's all.
Well then, ask away.
How long have you known Mark?
He moved in a few years back, maybe 5. Moved here from Worcester, I don't know how to say that, I think he said.
Any family?
He mentioned his pa back home. Never comes to visit though. I get the impression there was bad blood there.
Why is that?
Poor boy moved in with nothing more than a rucksack and the clothes on his back. I think he left in a hurry.
And why do you think that is?
Mister, I leave the mind reading to that woman with the stall in Wicker Park.
You didn't ask him? She narrowed her eyes.
You don't prod at wounds that's hurting. You gotta let it heal.
Okay. What do you think of him as a neighbor? Any trouble?
Depends what you mean by trouble. He used to play his music loud, but a broom on the wall a few times put a stop to that.
What about visitors? Anyone concerning?
A few rock and roll types, all metal in their face and black clothes, but they're just kids looking for attention. Give them a smile and they're good as gold. Mark's like that. He likes to act tough, but he'll come around and help me move my furniture when I'm vacuuming and pick me up some groceries when I'm under the weather.
Okay, so this is probably going to be how we deal with him then. So, like, don't go for the rough approach. Otherwise, he's going to get... Treat him like shit, you're going to get shit back, I guess. When's the last time you saw Mark?
A couple of nights ago, leaving his apartment.
How was he?
Normal. He's sometimes quiet, you know? But nothing out of the ordinary, unless he's already dead.
What was he wearing?
Military jacket, a bit worn, and black jeans, I think.
Boots?
Uh-huh, big brown ones.
His name has come up in connection with Miss Serena Challenor. Is that name familiar to you?
Yes, I met Serena a few times when they were dating. Always very polite, pleasant. She had a wicked sense of humor, very sharp. She has an interesting style of clothing. Both of them do. So sad it didn't work out between them.
What caused the breakup?
You'd have to ask Mark. I know he was broken up about it, but he's trying to move on. Far as I can tell, I think she just stopped returning his calls.
Any idea why?
Better to ask him.
There was a look on her face, concern mixed with sadness. I need to ask her what was on her mind. I get the impression you want to ask me something.
You're sharp. Look, I'm no fool. I can tell that Mark is in some kind of trouble.
At the moment, I'm just looking to speak to him.
Don't try and lie to me, detective. I'm good at reading people. He is a good boy, no matter what you think he's involved in. All I want to know is that you'll hear him out. I don't want him hurt. Will you promise me that?
I never, like... I just don't know what to... I honestly don't know what to choose for any of these. Calm, diplomatic, rational... Like, am I going for the sociable one? To put her at ease? Optimistic? I understand the concern, believe me. No one wants to see the people they care about in trouble. See, there we go. Don't try and smooth talk me. I'm just looking for him to get a chance at explaining himself. I hope you'll give him that much. I'll do my best. I'd like to believe that. I guess we'll see. Good luck, detective. Oh boy, I'm gonna like be failing these interrogations things. Okay, but I'm gonna end the set there. I mean, I guess we're just supposed to like shoot straight with her, right? Yeah, this is not... Already these interrogations are... Besides like the first one, which I figured out. I was able to figure out. Everything else, not going so well. Either way, that's going to be it for this set. So thank you for liking if you liked. Thank you for commenting if you commented. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. And thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys. See ya!